I am Dr. M. Kavitha, Assistant Professor, Department of BCA, Bishop Weber College at Trichy. Now we are going to discuss about the advanced C programming of Unit 3 syllabus that contains arrays concept, string concept, and functions concept. In arrays, you should know the definition of and that is a collection of elements of the same data type. The data type of an element is called the element type. And in an array, all the elements are stored in the continuous memory. Example of this array is char array 1 of size 5. In this, char is a character data type. Array 1 is the name of the array, that is a character array with 5 character elements. You should know index or subscript variable of an array. Individual data items can be accessed by the name of the array. And an integer enclosed in square bracket, that is called the subscript variable or index. Subscript variables helps us to identify the item number to be accessed in the continuous memory. In general, arrays are classified as single dimensional array, two-dimensional arrays, multi-dimensional arrays. In single dimensional array in C is a collection of elements of the same data type arranged in a linear sequence. In this, each element is accessed using its index with 3. Declaration of a single dimensional array. Syntax of this is data type array name of array size, where data type that specifies the various data types like integer, character, etc. Array names that specifies the name of the array. Size is the number of elements to be stored in an array. This is called a single dimensional array. The array size must be an integer constant greater than 0 and the type can be any valid C data. Example of this one is int d of size 3, where d is the name of the array, is the subscript of integer data types. Initialization of a single dimensional array. In this initialization, the syntax of this one is data type array name of array size equal to value list, where data type specifies various data type like integer, character, etc. Array names that specify the name of the array, size, number of elements to be stored in an array, value list, comma separated list of constant whose type is compatible with type specified. From this with int I of size 5 that contains the 5 integer elements, float a of 5 that contains the 5 float elements, in B of 4 that contains the 4 integers. In this two-dimensional array, which is used to represent and store data in a tabular form, is called two-dimensional array. Array having a row subscript and a column subscript. Row and column subscript using to select an element in a two-dimensional. Two-dimensional array is commonly known as a matrix. Syntax of this two-dimensional arrays is data type array name of row size, column size. Data type that specifies the type of data. Array name specifies the name of the array. Row size specifies the size of the row. Column size specifies the size of the column. So the example of this one is int a of row size and the column size will have the element as like this. What's the multi-dimensional array? Multi-dimensional array in C, we can create multi-dimensional arrays which are arrays with more than 2 dimensions. Multi-dimensional arrays are often used to represent data structures that have more complex arrangements such as cubes, hypercubes, and other higher dimensional spaces. The concept is similar to two-dimensional arrays but extended to more dimension. So syntax of this is data type array name of size A, size B up to size K. Data type is the type of the data stored in an array. Array name is the name of the array. Size A, size B, size K, size of the dimensions are subscripts. So these are example of multi-dimensional array with many dimensions. The array. So in this characteristics of array, that contain array holds elements that have the same data type. Array elements are stored in subsequent memory locations. Array name represents the address of the starting element. Array size should be mentioned in the declaration. Array size must be a constant expression and not a variable. So next we see about the advantages of array. Direct indexing is one of the biggest advantages of array. It is used to represent multiple data items of same type by using only single name. It can be used to implement other data structures like linked list, stacks, queues, trees, graphs, etc. Two-dimensional arrays are used to represent matrices. Next is the limitation. In limitations, array is static data structure, can hold data belonging to same data types. Inserting data in array is very difficult. Deletion operation is difficult. Process of checking the extreme limit of array is called the bound checking, and it does not perform bound checking. If we don't know the size of memory in advance, if array of large size is fine. So next is the application of this application. This application, it contains array used for maintaining multiple variable names using single name. Array can be used for sorting elements. Array can perform matrix operation. Array can be used in CPU scheduling. Array can be used in recursive functions. Next one is concept. In this concept, character arrays are used to store sequences of characters such as strings. A character array is essentially a collection of characters stored in contiguous memory location. Strings in C are represented as null terminate character arrays, where the null character /0 marks the end of the string. Syntax: this string is char array name of size, char book of size 10, char name that is equal to value list A, B, C and null character. Each character is stored in 1 byte of memory and successive characters of this string are stored in successive bytes. So declaration of string variable. In this declaration, char string name of size. Size determines the number of characters allowed in this string variable. Example of this one is char SS of 10, char array of size 30. Null character is specified as /0, and for this reason, the size of the string must be equal to maximum number of characters plus 1. C also permits to declare a character array without specifying the number of elements. Syntax of this one is char string name of size equal to list of values. Char the name, that is name of the array, that is equal to RAM null character. It is an array of strings with 4 elements. The above example will also indicate that how an array must be initialized. So many character arrays are initialized as and when they are declared. Example: char name equal to top, char name equal to all null character. So the null character that reads the string. Reading strings. Input function scanf can be used with %s to read a string of characters. Example: character A of size 10, scanf %s, A. So it get the input of character elements. So the problem with scanf function is that it terminates its input on the first white space it finds with the following text typed: goodbye. Then only the string good will be read into the array, since blank space after the word good will terminate the string. If you want to read the entire line goodbye, then we may use 2 character arrays, scanf %s A1, A2. With the line of text goodbye, scanf will assign the string good to A1 and bye to A2. To overcome this difficulty, we have a function called getters. Since getters is a function, it requires a set of parentheses as shown. In case of getters function, the following statements: character D of size 20, getters of D. When executed, the getters, it accepts a string length of 20 characters. The getters function can be terminated by pressing a return key. Writing strings. We have used the printf function with %s format to print strings on the screen. The format %s can be used to display an array of character that is terminated by null character. Printf %s, name. So putus is used to display the entire contents of the array name. The function putus will display the entire string. Putus good morning. The function putus is an extension of printf statement. So it is a combination of printf with the new line character. Printf, if we use the new line character /n to skip the next line. Whereas the putus, it will automatically skip to the next line after printing the message on the screen. Now we are going to discuss about the string function, standard string function. So string handling functions in C languages are string length functions, string copy function, string concatenation function, string comparison function, string reverse function, string comparison function, string lower function, string upper function, string substring function. So in string length function is used to find the length of the string. Int variable equal to str len of string. var equal to integer variable. String is a string constant or string variable. Example, length of the string spark is 5. Next one is the string copy function. String cpy function copies the source string to the destination string. strcpy string 1 comma string 2, where string 1 is a destination string, string 2 is a source string. Example, spark source string is copied to the destination string. So next one is the string concatenation function that concatenates one string with another. It appends a source string to the destination string. strcat string 1 comma string 2. String 1 comma string 2 character type of arrays are string constant. String 1 is a programming, string 2 is a spark. Concatenated string is programming spark. The next one is the string comparison function. String comparison function compares two string strcmp string 1 comma string 2. String 1 comma string 2 are the character type of arrays or string constant. Example, spark is compared with the programming means these two are not equal with each other. Str reverse function. This function accepts a single string as parameter and reverse that string. Str reverse string of string 1. String 1's character type of arrays are string constant. String is spark, reverse string is spark means reverse string is kraps. The string comparison function. This function is similar to strcmp. The only difference is that it ignores the case. strcmpi string 1 comma string 2 means where string 1, string 2 are character type arrays are string constant. Example, spark that is equal to small letter spark that is equal to both capital and small letter spark. So str lower function, this function accepts single string that can be in any case, lower or upper. It converts the string in lower case. String lower of string 1. String 1 is a character type of array or string constant. Example, spark is in lower case. At string upper function, this function accepts a single string that can be in any case, lower or upper. It converts the string in uppercase. String upper of string 1 equal to character type of array or string constant. Example, spark is in uppercase. Next, str function. This function accepts two strings, main string and substring. It searches for the first occurrences of substring in main string and returns the character pointer to the first char. String str main string comma substring. Main string is a main string substring character type of array is a string constant. Programming spark is a string mean. Substring is MING spark. So next to functions introduction. C languages are highly dependent on functions. C program is a combination of one or more functions. C language support two types of function, library function and user defined function. Library functions are predefined set of functions and their task is limited. Main is a user defined function, increases readability. Uses of functions defined can be used for any number of times. Using function, large programs can be reduced to smaller ones and easy debugging. Next, we see about the definition of function. A function is a self-contained block or a subprogram of one or more statements that performs a special task when called. So declaration of function and function prototypes. Function name, argument slash parameter list, argument declaration that contains local variable declaration, statement 1, statement 2 and return value. In this, actual argument means the argument of calling function or actual argument. Formal argument means the arguments of called functions are formal arguments. Argument slash parameter list means it means variable names enclosed within the parenthesis. Function call, a compiler executes the function when a semicolon is followed by function name. Next one is a function prototype. A function prototype declaration consists of a function return type, name and argument list. The function prototype declaration is always terminated with semicolon. Float sum, arguments float comma integer, float sum, float x comma integer y variable. The return statement, the user defined function uses return statement to return the value to the calling function. When return statement is executed, it always return 1. So types of functioning upon the arguments present, return value sends the result back to the calling function. Based on this, the function are divided into 4 types: without arguments and return values, with arguments but without return values, with arguments and return values, without arguments and but with return values. Without arguments and without return values. The definition of this type of function does not take any parameters and does not take any return, does not return any value. It performs a specific task. So in this example program, read is a function that just prints the message hello world. It does not take any parameters and does not return any value. With arguments but without return values, the definition of this is this type of function takes input parameters but does not return an action needed in this example some function that takes input parameter but does not return any value. So the output of this program is 12 with arguments and return values. So this type of function takes input parameters and returns a value. It can be used to perform calculations or operations and provide results back to the caller. So in this example program, add is a function. In add function that takes input parameters and returns a value. So it takes the input parameter and returns the value is 7. The arguments but with return values. This type of function does not take any parameters but returns a value. It is often used to provide constant values or perform calculation without input. So in this example program, get pi is a function that does not take any parameters but returns a value. But it returns a value, pi value 3.14159. Now we are going to discuss about the call by value. In call by value, a copy of the actual parameter is passed to the function. Changes made to the parameter inside the function do not affect the original value. In main function, before function call, it contains the value 10. Inside the modify value function, the value 10 is changed into the 20. After the function call, the value remains 10. So it means that the changes made to the parameter inside the function do not affect the original value. Call by reference. In call by reference, the address of the actual parameter is passed to the function. This means that changes made to the parameter inside the function will affect the original value. In main function, before function call, it contains the value 10. Inside the modify value function, value 10 is changed to 20. After the function call, the value is 20. It means that the changes made to the parameter list inside the function will affect the original value. Thank you.